Dak 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 dak. Dakdakan na with Mora and Iyu. Dak. Kamusta kayo mga basketbolero at basketbolera? Sana okay kayo dyan kasi maraming nangyayari sa basketball world. And pag-uusapan natin ngayon, sige, mamaya na natin i-detail. Pero Iyu, kamusta ka muna?
Okay naman. Napakaraming kaganapan nga sa basketball and we're excited to talk hoops. And most especially for today, we will shift our focus towards the NBA and in particular, the NBA In-Season Tournament. So,
wow! Hindi. So yeah, the NBA In-Season Tournament medyo bago siya eh. So hindi natin alam. I think let's try to tackle the ins and outs kung paano mangyayari yung NBA In-Season Tournament. Tapos meron akong napipil, pare!
Nararamdaman mo, pre.
Nararamdaman kong magkakaroon ng champion sa In-Season Tournament. Hindi ko nararamdaman yung nararamdaman ko, B1.
Ayun. So, para sa episode natin ngayon, para sa Basketbolang Kristal, we try to predict the group winners and the wildcard for the in-season tournament. So, ano ba yung mangyayari sa in-season tournament? So, this is a tournament that will be held within the regular season. All the games here count for the regular season record of all 30 teams. So, the 30 teams are split into 6 groups of 5. And for each group, you'll play the other teams in each group once. So each team will have 2 home games and 2 away games. And after November 29 here in the Philippines, we'll be able to determine a group winner from each of the groups and a wild card to take us to the quarterfinals. And after the quarterfinal games, the winners of the quarterfinals will make it to the semis and the championship game in Las Vegas. So for today, i-predict lang muna natin kung sino ba yung mga mananalo sa bawat group at
kung gaano ka wild yung wild card, pare.
Kung sino yung wild card na makakapasok. So, yun. And given na nakaisang linggo na rin tayo halos ng NBA,
sobrang exciting yung games, bro. Nag-uumpisa pa lang pero may mga games na talaga na parang kailangan mong tutukan eh.
Kaya, yun, we'll start with the Eastern Conference first. We start with East A, which contains the 76ers, the Cavaliers, the Hawks, the Pacers, and the Pistons. So, Mora, given na may isang team dito na biglang nagbago yung team dahil sa isang recent trade, do you think makaka-apekto ba yun sa pipiliin mong team mula sa group na to? Sino sa tingin mo mananalo?
Pare, ako meron akong parang feeling ko, ang hunch ko is, well, I'm trying to choose between 2 teams, to be honest. I'm choosing one team just because, well, fan ako ng isang player nila. Pangalawa is, so medyo may bias involved. Pero pangalawa is feeling ko mas cohesive na yung unit. So sana hindi ako nagkakamali, pero feeling ko medyo medyo hot cake to eh. I'm going for the Atlanta Hawks for Group A.
Ba. So, bakit Atlanta? Kasi may paborito ka doon? Or tingin mo mas magaling lang talaga sila sa lahat ng iba?
Well, first and foremost, feeling ko kasi yung 76ers and Cavaliers, as strong as they are, meron silang moments na medyo dumidiesel engine sila eh. So, sa start ng season, pare, hindi pa sumasagad yung panalo.
Ah,
So,
yeah.
umaasa ako na yung Hawks would step up to the plate and then try to win those games. And then, iba yung chemistry na nakikita ko between Trae Young and DeJounte Murray. So, and it's basically this is the era of the long range bombs. So, hopefully,
Mm.
mana yung Trae Young magic.
Sige, so for Mora, para sa kanya, Hawks ang mananalo sa Group A. For me, Sixers pa rin. Parang,
Hmm.
still have the reigning MVP in Joel Embiid. And they're putting a lot of faith in Tyrese Maxey to be their 1B or their 2. And I believe that with Harden gone, it is addition by subtraction. So wala na yung distraction of Harden trying to angle for a trade. And they're actually getting back a few good pieces to surround Joel and Tyrese. They're getting 3-and-D guys and multiple draft picks as well. And that only bodes well for their team chemistry. And I'm sure Joel Embiid is raring to remove the tag of not being clutch after poor performances in the playoffs. So kung di man siya makaabot sa ganung level sa playoffs, at least dito sa in-season tournament, dito siya magpakitang gilas. So for me, it's the Sixers for East A.
Well, nabanggit ko nga na nahirapan din ako mamili between two teams. So, basically,
Mm.
the Sixers, gusto ko rin yung nilalaro sa kanila ngayon ni Tsunami Papi, pare. So, kaya rin it made me think twice. And I think
Mm.
sobrang may point ka na the Sixers could actually win this group.
Yeah. So for East A, Mora has the Hawks. I have the Sixers. So let's now move to East Group B. And for Group B, uh, you have the Bucks, the Knicks, the Heat, the Wizards, and the Hornets. And sige, simulan ko na. For East B, I'm taking the Heat.
Okay.
Even if Jimmy Butler hasn't started off well, Tyler Hero has been on fire, and I have more faith in them than the Bucks and the Knicks in this group. The Bucks, they could finish second, but I don't think they'll get past the Heat given their defensive struggles, and they're still struggling with their new coach in Adrian Griffin. And yun. Alam naman natin that when the games matter, the Heat step up, Jimmy Butler steps up, and I'm taking the Heat for East B. Hot take ba yun?
Hindi naman. Kasi for me, I'm
kasi,
actually...
kasi Heat. Hot take kasi Heat. Di joke.
Pare, ano yun? Heat take. Okay. Hindi, pare, ako for me, I'm actually agreeing with you on this one. Just because ang in-season tournament actually starts right at the start of the regular season. So yun nga, sabi mo nga, medyo bumibuelo pa yung Bucks. Medyo feel pa nila yung new system, kinakapa pa nila yung new teammate that they have in Damian Lillard. As much as I see the Bucks going deep into the playoffs, feeling ko this is a too early setup for them. So I'm going with the Heat.
And I guess don't be fooled by the current standing of the Heat. As of this recording, they have the worst record in the East actually with 1 win and 4 losses. But siguro, this tournament wakes them up, and to be completely honest, they have an easy group. They have the Hornets, they have the Wizards, and even the Knicks. Kayang-kaya nila yung Knicks as shown in the playoffs before. Pati yung Bucks, tinalo rin nila sa playoffs last year. So, I believe this is a group for Miami to lose. They're winning this group. So while we agree for East B that the Miami Heat will take East B, we now move on to East C, which contains the Celtics, the Nets, the Raptors, the Bulls, and the Magic. So Mora,
Pare,
obvious ba para sa'yo?
yung East B pare, kung sinabi mo na easy group, parang mas easy group tong C pare. Feeling ko hindi ko kailangan mag-think twice kung sino yung
uh,
mananalo sa group na to. So I'm getting the Magic. De joke lang. I'm choosing the Boston Celtics just
mhm.
because, well, hindi just because. Among all the teams, sila rin yung may pinakamatagal ng at least association with each other. Plus, sila rin yung nagkaroon na ng deep playoff runs together. So, amongst all the other teams na medyo quite new, yung core nila, the Celtics are actually one that has already associated or familiarized with each other.
Yun, I agree with you na mahina rin tong group na to given what we've seen the past week, and yun, the Celtics will take this group. Their starting five is arguably the best starting five in the league. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Kristaps Porzingis. And considering the rest of the group, the Nets, the Raptors, they're up and down. The Bulls, they've already had the players only meeting. The Magic, they're still too young. So for me, it's the Celtics. Siguro magiging toss-up na lang dito kung sino yung mag-finish second.
Second.
And the only way the Celtics lose this group is if they simply don't care about the tournament, which I don't think they do. they they'll care about this tournament a lot.
Yep.
So that's it for the East. And sige, mamaya na natin piliin yung wild card for the East.
Oo, pare.
Sabay na natin yung West mamaya. But for
Mm.
now, let's move to the individual groups of the West, the Western Conference. We start with Group A, which has the Grizzlies, the Suns, the Lakers, the Jazz, and the Blazers. And sige, simulan ko na. As much as it pains me to say this as a Kings fan, I, I'm selecting the Lakers to win this group. Uh, Phoenix is dealing with injuries right now, although Booker returned earlier. We don't know when Beal is coming back. The Grizzlies are missing Ja Morant and Stephen Adams terribly. The Jazz, they don't know their starting five yet. And the Blazers, they lost Damian Lillard. So for me, the Lakers are taking this one, especially given the form of Anthony Davis right now. Even if, uh, even if I got him late in fantasy drafts in the first round, he's the number one player so far, and he's been dominating on both ends. So I expect them to win. Ikaw ba, Mora?
Ako bro, likewise, being a big D'Angelo Russell fan. So, medyo may bias involved. But then again, I think the circumstances also favor the Lakers. So, I'm choosing the Lakers. Merong tulog ang Lakers sa Phoenix, but as you've mentioned, it would all boil down to how healthy the players are. And sabi mo nga, the Jazz, hindi pa nila sure sino yung starting lineup nila. While Portland, hindi pa nila sure bakit sila nasa NBA. Hindi, joke lang.
Hindi naman. Pero
Hindi
yun,
naman.
Scoot Henderson is injured now. Uh,
Hmm.
Anthony
Tapos
Simons is injured.
domination, pare, hindi pa nagdo-dominate.
Uy, magaling siya the past few games ha. Okay yung rebounding niya. At least sa rebounding okay
At
siya.
least rebounding. Pero
Oh, parang,
wala pa yung inaasahan ko na ma-unleash siya when he gets traded away from this.
it will come, but he's getting there.
Hmm.
And sige, well, we agree on the Lakers for West A.
Hmm.
For West B, we have the Nuggets, the Clippers, the Pelicans, the Mavericks, and the Rockets. And I'd have to say this is such a strong group.
Yep.
And with
Yep.
that in mind, ah, huh, I'm stuck between the Clippers and the Nuggets. But ikaw, Mora. Sige, ikaw muna, Mora. Ikaw muna.
Sige pare, mag-hot take ako dito. Feeling ko right now, the Nuggets don't care much about the tournament.
Hmm.
Knowing Jokic, I think they're gunning for a back-to-back NBA championship, not an in-season championship, but rather championship for this season, not the in-season.
Mhm.
Um, for the Clippers, hindi ko alam pero feeling ko magkakaroon pa sila ng issues with regard to chemistry since merong new guy into the mix. So I'm choosing Luka Magic and the Dallas Mavericks and si Uncle Drew. Just because feeling ko ito yung time
Oh.
nila para magpasikat, ito yung time nila to prove that they can coexist. So hindi man nila ma-prove yon by the end of the season, um, subukan nila in this in-season tournament para naman hindi ma-trade away si Kyrie or hindi umalis si Kyrie.
Well, they're the only undefeated team in the West. And that's with Kyrie missing the last two games. So I see where you're coming from with Luka and the rest of the team. But for me, I'm taking I'm still taking the Nuggets.
Okay.
If you can argue that Boston has the best starting five, you can also argue the same for the Nuggets.
Mhm.
Uh, with the reigning Finals MVP back in the fold, they lost their bench depth, but their starting five is just too good to not win this group outright. And I still believe that Jokic is the best player in the world right now, and having that alone will give you a massive advantage in such a tournament. So, yeah.
Pare, mag-hot take ako ulit mamaya kasi hindi ko pipiliin yung Nuggets na second for this group. Anyway, mamaya na yun. Mamaya na yun. Mamaya na yun,
Sige,
bro.
mamaya
Mamaya
na.
na yun.
Mamaya. Pag-usapan natin yung wildcard na yun. And last but not least,
Hmm.
Group C, we have the Kings, the Warriors, the Timberwolves, the Thunder, and the Spurs. And ako na ba mauna?
Ikaw na pare, go ahead. Bias aside ba to?
With all of my biases in play, I still believe that the Warriors will win this group. Kasi utang na loob. Ayoko nang makita uli yung Warriors na yan. Lagi na lang namin nakakalaban. Lagi na lang kaming talo. Utang na loob. Akala ko talaga may chance kahapon. Sa bonus hit, a bank shot. And then next possession, di nag-time out yung Warriors. Tapos binlit sila si Curry, napunta kay Draymond. Tapos nabigay pa niya kay Clay, who hit a tough mid-range shot over Davion Mitchell. So, I'm sick of the Warriors. Ugh. But it pains me to say they'll take this group. And this is a group, I can argue that this is the strongest group of
Mm-hmm.
all the
Yes,
groups.
I would agree.
The improvement of OKC and the Spurs, just for getting Chet Holmgren and Wembanyama is massive. So if you're going to watch a specific group, watch all of the games of this group. Yun lang din masasabi ko. Ikaw ba?
Ako,
Nora.
bro, um, SGA fanboy aside,
Hmm.
um, you know how big a fan I am of Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Pero pare, how can you compete with the Warriors? Sobrang lakas na nila. Dagdagan pa sila ng Chris Paul. Grabe na yan, Insan. Mekos-mekos na yan.
and,
Tornado na yan, insan.
and to
Pare,
think that he has struggled from three so far, and they still have a record of 4-1, and yun, talagang, and Curry is putting up video game like numbers even at such an old age. This is a team that's built for this kind of tournament. So at least we agree that for Group C, sadly,
yeah.
sadly, it's the Warriors. So yun. And now we go to predicting the second place teams for each conference, and we'll decide on our respective wildcard picks. So sige, let's start with the East. For East, sige, bigay mo yung mga second place mo, Mora, for all the groups.
Okay, so for East A, I'm going with the 76ers. For
Mhm.
East B, I'm going with the Bucks. And for
Mhm.
East C, I'm going with Barako Bull. Hindi. I'm going with the Nets.
You're going with the Nets.
Hmm.
And from the Sixers, the Bucks, and the Nets, sinong papasok na wildcard for you?
Pare, sobrang hirap na choice nito. Pero I'm going with the Bucks just because I think sobrang perfect pairing nung
Mm,
Lillard and Giannis pagka maganda yung gising nila parehas.
fair enough, fair enough. So, Milwaukee will be your wild card. And
Mm,
sige, for me, for East A, second place will be the Hawks. Kasi
mm,
Cavs are dealing with a lot of injuries. If they were completely healthy, I'd pick the Cavs. But
mm.
I go with the Hawks for East B, the Bucks, and for East C, I'm picking the Magic.
Ooh.
Just because they're upstart, uh, they're actually better than what people think of them. But even with that, between the Hawks, the Bucks, and the Magic, I'll have to agree with you that the Bucks will get the last slot or the wild card slot just because matalo man sila sa Heat, their other games are against the Knicks, the Wizards,
Mm,
and the Hornets. And if there's a tie, they'll probably beat the Wiz and the Hornets handily. And if there's a tie between the groups, one of the tiebreakers is point differential. And maging tablaman sila with the Hawks and the Magic, yung point differential yung magdadala sa kanila sa wild card. So,
yep.
we agree on the wild card. So now let's move to the West.
Sige
West
pare, ikaw mauna.
West A, West B, West C. For me, West A, second place will be the Suns. For West B, second place will be the Mavs. And for West C, I'm taking my Kings. And with the Suns, the the Suns, the Mavs, and the Kings, ang magwa-wild card is the
Sige na pre,
Suns.
maging bias ka na pre. Ay,
The Suns.
okay.
Just because kahit pa pare-pareho sila ng record, I think may makakapareho sila ng record, dadalhin din sila ng point differential. Kasi feel ko matatambakan nila yung Grizz, yung Jazz, and yung Blazers. Sorry, Sid. Feel ko matatambakan nila yung Grizzlies. So, ikaw, Mora. Oh.
Ako pare, for West A, I'm also taking the Suns.
Mhm.
For West B, I'm choosing the Clippers over the Nuggets.
Ah, sige, sige.
Hmm?
Go on.
Because I
OSC.
think uh, sobrang ina-underrate natin yung ibang players ng Clippers. And hopefully this would be a reminder to the league and to all the
Mm.
fans na we exist.
Mm. Eh, sige,
Okay.
West C.
And then West C, gusto ko sundan yung Kings mo pero pare, the bias in me wants the OKC Thunder to at least go for the second place in this group.
Okay, okay, okay. Gets. And
Hmm.
sige, from the Suns, the Clippers, and the Thunder, sino yung wild card mo?
Gusto ko all three teams. Wait lang. Sid, hindi yung Grizz. Okay lang yan. Sige, I'm going with the Suns. Gusto mo maging non-biased dito sa podcast na to. But deep in my heart, I'm still rooting for the OKC Thunder.
Yun. So, those are our predictions for the group stage winners and the wild cards. As for the quarterfinals, the semis, and the eventual champions, we'll get to that once the group stage is finished. Kasi, mahirap pa predict yung we'll get to that in
Iulitin mo na wala ka, bro.
Ayun. We'll get to the quarterfinals upwards in time when we get to that stage. So that's it for Basketbolang Kristal.
Sabi nga ng kasabihan, bro. Let's burn the bridge when we get there.
So yun. So sa tingin niyo ba, sino nga abot sa quarterfinals? Who will win each of the groups? Who will finish as the wild card? Let us know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. We're also on Spotify and on Facebook. So, that's
And
it.
Instagram.
And Instagram. So, thank you very much, guys. And
Salamat, guys.
watch the in-season tournament. It's gonna be great basketball.
Yes. Comment kayo, guys. Magnolia hot shots o kaya in everything. Okay.
Till next time. See you guys.
Yes. Salamat, guys. Hope you had a blast. In season, here we go!